Hey, good afternoon. Yes, this is Spirit Journey. And yes, I am outside, out and about. I have my dogs with me. That's Lily. Get Lilac. Lilac. Yeah, she's saying hello. And my Lavy boy. Say hello, Lavin. Look at her. Look at that. That's my little peanut. Look at you, Lavin. Oh, you're being. Oh, look at that. Oh, they're cute. Yeah, she doesn't get all this lively at times. Yeah. Yeah. And Lily was just jumping on me. Yes, this is my Lily girl. Yeah, it's Saturday. Oh, got a viewer high there. Yes, I'm out and about. I'm with my dogs, all three of them. And what am I doing? Well, I'm at the park. Well, by the by the pier, and I checked on the temperature, the weather, and it said that it was going to be like cold or something. Hey, how you doing, girl? MC? Yes, yes. Thank you. Beautiful. Yes, it is beautiful outside. It is absolutely gorgeous. Let me show you what it looks out here to navigate. I'm on my iPhone. See that? Yeah. Yeah, it's really nice. I thought it was going to be really cold. I'm in many layers here. I have a sweater underneath this sweater, and then this shell, and then this down coat. Thanks. I'm in Virginia. Oh, okay, you're in Virginia. Okay, thank you, MC. Yeah, it said it was going to be like, um, it was above freezing. I think it was 30 something, and it feels great. I guess the weather went, the temperature went up, but it feels fabulous. Oh, and also I'm in these are snow pants, and then I have these, it's construction people wear it. Um, it's this felt fabric. It's like a heavy cotton, and inside the pants leg, it's like a felt, and so it keeps you really warm. So I have that on. Yeah, and then I have on two socks and then these snow boots. Yes, that's right, girl. MC. That's right. I am super warm. I had it unzip my layers because I am like steaming. I have this cap on. Yeah, so I'm feeling good. Another reason why I dress warm, so I can stay out later with my dogs and everything. Because, yeah, some days I don't go out, and when I go out, I want to like make up for it. So my plan is to stay out and about as long as I can, and I made sure my phone was charged. You know, because 2 days ago it was on Thursday. Yeah, Thursday. A friend of mine said, "Hey, later on, if you go out, film a live video." So I said, okay. So I got outside, did my phone for it to record live, and then boom, I typed in the title name, and then it died. My batteries went. And it was like earlier that day, it was like on half power. So I don't know. It happens. Sometimes the juice just comes out really fast. Yeah, so I wanted to just have this Saturday. Saturdays for me is like an introspection day. It's a day that has a lot of emotion for me growing up, but but for now, like, this is more of a positive, something more positive, more creative, I think, um, these days regarding Saturday. Well, let's see, what did I do so far? Well, as usual, as being a YouTuber, I did watch a YouTube video, and someone shared something I thought was very, very accurate. And sometimes we kind of overlook the obvious, you know? So What this YouTuber was saying was the power of, oh, let me get that name. I wrote it down because I know I would forget. Is that something? Let me get it. Yeah, because I really need to focus on this. Let me get it. Oh, it's called The Power of Focus. Yeah, the power of focus. And you can get a lot done with being focused. I've heard of things like that before, but when he said it, this YouTuber, it really it meant a lot to me because I see like right now, like I feel like I'm going into a new dimension of something, a new state of awareness in my spiritual journey. Yeah, it's like I think what's happening, it's like I'm breaking through the ice and there's a barrier and then there's a resistance. So I feel with me that there is a resistance, and I think resistance on my part, and I think also the external aspects of it. And so what could happen in that that friction is that you start to lose focus. And I think that's what could be happening right now. Like I might put a lot of things on my plate, but it's all good too because I can take all those bits of scatteredness and then combine them. Or it's okay, I'm a little scattered, but you can write down all those little facets that you're interested in, and then at a later date, focus on each one. Get the power punch at that time. So that could be what I should do. Let me get my little dog, her little paw. Yeah, she keeps scratching her ear. And I have to get it checked just to make sure there's nothing going on. Sometimes when the dogs keep scratching their same ear, and if it's not fleas, maybe it could be a little ear infection. Because I just had an ear infection too a week ago. And it's better now. It's better. Yeah, I did take antibiotics. I did initially use a home remedy that stung the you-know-what out of me. And you can't run away from your ear pain. It's like, boom. It was excruciating, yes. So my home remedy was too strong. And so I went to the ER room and at the veteran's office. I'm a veteran. And they gave me, they were going to give me a local, what do you call it, a general antibiotic. I said, no, I don't want something that I have to swallow. So then she said, okay, we give you a local antibiotic. Just put the drops in your ear. And it worked fabulously. Yes, I'm really, really happy about that. Uh-huh. No barking, Lavin. Yeah, Lavy boy. See here. That's him. Yeah. I'll know you. Oh, that wasn't my dog. That was another little dog. Good boy, Lavin. You didn't bark. You're a good boy. Yeah, so what happened here? So I put the drops, and it works. It worked fabulous. So I think I'll do. It's almost empty, the bottle. I'll just use it all up, and I think just have one more application actually. Then it's all gone, and so I'm really. So sometimes you do have to go to a regular doctor for traditional medicine. Yes, hello, I see another viewers there. Welcome, welcome. This is Spirit Journey. I'm outside at the pier and just enjoying the day with my dogs. Yes. So, so sometimes you have to go to a traditional doctor, and sometimes they work fabulous, If it works, use it. That's a motto also. If it works, use it. And just be aware if any changes occurs that doesn't benefit you. So you better stand. Lavin, no, Lavin. Good boy. That's a good boy, Lavin. Yeah, you're not gonna run. Yeah, you're gonna tangle lilac hair. Come on, let's go around. I'm sorry. Yeah, they're getting something to go all over the place, and the what do you call it? The leash can get tangled. Yes, I'm just getting a pop up there. Yeah, so let's see. Yeah, so sometimes it's good to use the doctors that you have about. And when traditional medicine doesn't work, use something else, you know? What else? Yeah, about the thing about the power of, see that? I forgot the name again. The power of focus. This is really telling. The power of focus. Yeah, I think I have to do more of that about being focused. I'm trying to aim this. Yeah, about the power of focus. I think it is power. It's like a magnifying glass, and all the efforts come to a point, and you could get some things done. So I think I have to really write down what I really want to accomplish now. Um, it's something. What's happening now? Like, see, I started this channel not about. See, I don't want to get caught up in the money and things like that. Like one of the videos, the person that told me about the power of focus, he's a successful YouTuber, subscribership wise. He has, what's it, 400, I think 400,000 subscribers. And I mean, that's nice. 400,000 is 400,000. It's beautiful. But I don't want to get caught up in the numbers. I mean, it's nice to have the numbers. But I think my fear is at this point, I don't want to lose focus. My whole point of doing these videos, Spirit Journey channel, and even the one just before this, Black Calm Warning, it was really, well, Black Calm Warning was to, again, be informative about things that are happening in the Black community. That channel is still up, but it's not really active. I mean, I don't really put content. And I briefly started putting new content because I was experimenting with something. I told you guys that YouTube was flagging my videos if I use certain terminology on, I assume it's the title, but also could be the content too, because they can read your verbiage. And so, yeah, if you say certain words, they will say that we're not going to monetize, but some of the videos say, okay, we're not going to monetize it, but you put in a complaint, not a complaint, like to contest it, and they'll have someone review it. Most of the times they change their mind and they let it monetize. But as you know, when you're putting up videos, it's the initial, many of my videos and many of other YouTubers, it's the initial attraction, when you first put it out there, that's where you get most of your views. And so they're saying, well, we're not going to allow you to have those initial monetization values when your video just pops up, but we'll investigate it later, So, but see, I don't want to get caught up in that, because I feel that I think that's distracted me. And so the power of focus here is being minimized, is not as effective, because I'm like aware now that that this could be happening, that they say, oh, well, don't do this. If you do, we won't do that. But that's not what I'm about. I want to say what I want to say. So it's challenging you. It's challenged each one of us YouTubers what we really want to be focused on. Do we want to be focused on the content, what you want, the message that you want to share, or are you about numbers, But I would say like a good combination of both. But I want my main focus, my power of focus to really be on what this channel is about. And I'm about really finding out more out there. I see that, another reason why I'm out here today is to really get into nature. I think nature it does rejuvenate. And especially in like the winter months, you need to get out because it's less sunlight, and then you need that vitamin D and things like that. Um, but yeah, I think the more that you get more in tune with what's up there, you know, I think it could be comforting, and yeah, I like comfort. I like the breeze now. It's really nice. It's not too cold, and being dressing in layers does help. Yeah, it feels really good right now, refreshing, and my dogs need it too. Um, yeah, so what is that I want to do with my life and this spiritual journey? I see now that like I still have all those books that I want to read. I don't know. I feel like that wall, and I'm afraid. I think I'm actually afraid, guys. I think I'm actually afraid to go into that next level. You know, I say, yeah, I want to, expand, but in order to expand, you got to let go. I have to let go of what I might be afraid of. I'm afraid of the truth, I guess. Yeah, something. It's really weird. And like I've been I started doing the meditations. I think I started in 2015. Yeah, it could have been 2015. And I was seeing a lot of geometric shapes, but like the past, let's say, 6 months ago, to now, interesting. I don't see as many geometric shapes like when I first started, but now I'm seeing things, objects. I told you about my seeing the. I did a deliberate, a power of focus on the moon, our moon, and before I did the meditation, I said, I'm going to focus on the moon, and I want to know if life is on the moon, if there are any, what do you call it, civilizations there, because some of the videos I was watching at the underground bases, etc. And and as I mentioned before, that in the meditation, I thought I saw a being with his, I don't know whether it's male or female, but I just felt it seemed more male, and the head was down like that, and I saw like the top of the head, and I said, please don't stand up. And then the next thing, I saw what looked like the moon, and I said, oh wow, those are craters, a whole bunch of them. But I noticed that the things that I see, when it's an actual thing, it doesn't last long. It's just a couple of seconds, maybe 5 seconds, something like that, and then it disappears, and then something else might pop up. Even when I did the ayahuasca, excuse me, the ayahuasca was the same thing. I saw some things, and it just lasts a couple of seconds each, and that was it. So I think that reality might be, underneath, I might be a little scared about, So I'm not, isn't it something? I'm seeing more when I do more of the meditation, but I'm not doing it as much. So it's like I'm sabotaging myself. So yeah. Hello, viewer. Yes, it's a spirit journey. I'm out and about, and yeah, I'm with my little dogs here, as you see. Yeah, other dogs there, and Labby Boy is down here. Yeah, they just went. So either way. So either way, I guess you have to be careful what you wish for, and what you wish for, enlightenment. But there's a price to pay. Because soon when you see what they claim that doesn't exist, it's going to change every aspect of your life in awareness, because your life is like a puzzle, and that first puzzle is based on a particular belief, a mindset, and then no you don't, no you don't, no, no. Sorry, my little boy was gonna good boy, Lavia, good boy. Yeah, so you have to be careful what you wish for, and I don't know what I don't know what I would have done if I actually saw that being during that moon meditation, boy. But it is what it is. Maybe I should, do it again and see what comes out of the meditation. I gotta do it, you know. I have to start, I have to get out of my comfort zone. It's either you want to move forward or you just want, hey, let's quiet, let's quiet, let's quiet, let's quiet, quiet. See that? See Macho Man? See Macho Man? Yeah. See Macho Man? See Macho? That's the boy. That's the guy. Yeah. Yeah, he's a big mouth there. But he's my boy, though. I love him. Yeah, he likes barking at other dogs. But yeah, I have to get to the point and get out of that comfort zone. That's what's happening now. Now I'm just playing it safe, and I'm not doing the types of meditation that I should. But you know what I did do? I mean, I have this camera. It's a camera that could record in dark, and it's a full spectrum camera. It's a camcorder, and I got it at this website online that specializes in paranormal activity. So these cameras could photograph or film, I should say video, digitally record with ultraviolet light, UV light, and infrared light. Okay? Because a lot of things that happen in those spectrums reside in those paranormal activities. Some things does record in it can record in regular light too. But so what I did do a few times, maybe 6, 7 times, I do this at nighttime. I feel more relaxed at night, and I set up my living room to do my meditation, and then I videotape myself in a meditation session. And again, I'm trying to see if anything could be caught on camera. Who knows? Maybe I might do it tonight. Yeah, because what does happen. What happened to me one time? It happened twice in my lifetime. I have to wait for the plane to go. It's the camera. Hope you can get it. Yeah, that's why they get that plane. Yes, so what could happen is, so I got distracted there. What happened to me twice? Many years apart. I was like alone in the room that I was in at the time, and I was just like talking to the universe. And what happened? Something, I don't know. It was something in me felt different. I don't know. It's hard to explain, but I felt something funny happening in me. And it was just talking. Some people say they're talking out loud to themselves, or in meditation, whatever. And it resulted in a panic attack. My heart just started racing. And this happened twice. And each time, the first time it happened, I had just drank this iced coffee. It was the first time I drank it. And I have drank coffee before. I'm not a coffee drinker per se, but I've tasted coffee before. And so I had this can, and then it happened all of a sudden, in a full panic. And then the second time I did take these supplements that I don't take anymore, and I felt foolish about taking them. And I had lunch, so I had just eaten the food like a half an hour prior, and I'm feeling really good, and I was just talking out loud, and the same phenomenon happens. So I was wondering if I had a camera, was it something that could be measured, that could be viewed? Was this something energetic? Would it be able to be filmed on tape, let's say using ultraviolet light or infrared light? Would it have been able to capture something? So that's what I want to really replicate. I mean, I don't want to replicate a panic attack, but I think, so I was even told this in my early days, that when you pray, you get into, and it is an altered state, it is a change of awareness. Your brain waves change, and it's like a door opening up. But we all know when a door opens up, that anything could come in, right? You open up your screen door, flies can come in. So I have to be careful in any type of prayer to, like what they say, a prayer of intent. And that intent is about saying, I'm not going to, I ask for a shield of protection from any negative, you use your own words. It's a prayer of intent, and that intent is that no harm will befall me by praying or meditating, and it puts you at a mindset. So that's what I do before any prayer, and so I'm thinking that if I do another prayer, use the camera, definitely do a prayer of intent, and capture anything that comes on that's recorded. So I reviewed maybe 2 of the recordings, but I have more, about 5 more recordings that I haven't really viewed in detail. So it should really be interesting what they look like. The only thing that I saw, were like little moths or something flying about, in the room. That was it. But and I think at one point it looked like these particles, but again, it's being filmed at night in the dark using the night vision settings. But it seemed like at one point there was a concentration of these little things like moving about, and then it slowly dissipated. So I don't know. Again, when you record at night, things are going to be grainy, even if it's a night vision settings that you're using. So yeah, it should be interesting. I want to do that. You know what else I was thinking with this power of focus that this YouTuber mentioned today? It made me feel like we all know we all have to pay bills, and wouldn't it be great that you wouldn't have to think about money again? Maybe to do a power of focus, what one could do so they won't be focused on neediness, And so I was thinking about doing a particular thing, like you have people, let's see, this thing called remote viewing, and that people could remote, and I guess some people could see things in the future. Wouldn't you want to be? What would you do this? Would you actually? That's quiet. Would you actually, if you had the power to foresee what was going to be in the lottery, would you want to foresee what the numbers would be? Be honest. I see. I have 2 viewers. just type it in the chat. If you had the ability to look into what was going to be the winning ticket, would you look and check out what those numbers would be and play it? Please let me know. I'm very, very curious. Yeah, so I'm wondering, could someone really do something like that? To say, I'm going to do this and I'm going to play these numbers to get the funding, and so you don't have to be focused on money per se and focus on what you really want to do. you know so it's just food for thought. It is food for thought. Have any of you ever remote viewed? I was watching this YouTuber who has an institution, and he taught these individuals how to do remote viewing. And what was really telling about this particular YouTuber, I mean, I kind of sensed that might have been what was going on. This YouTuber, he was honest though about his intent. He used to have other people working for him, not working for, but being mentored by him, and they left his institution. Some of them started their own companies teaching remote viewing. You okay, baby? Yeah. So he was very frank about it. He said, I want to get to, like he's saying, he wants to go further with this remote viewing, but he's concerned about the people coming and going. He might have people work under him, and then they don't stay. And he mentioned about the money aspect of it, that they get to a level where they want to branch out and do other things. So he said, what could he do to help him have this longevity of people working under him long enough so he could obtain his goals of getting information. So he's actually saying this in the video. He was being interviewed by another YouTuber, an interviewer. So he said, look, he works he's stationed in Georgia, and he said that you need somebody who financially is pretty much going to be in the same situation what they'll be in tomorrow. They're not going anywhere. And so he said that he was going to go deliberately in the black community, and he wanted to find, in his words, someone attractive, someone who likes the camera, and someone who's economically, isn't, they don't really have a lot of money. They won't be able to pick up and go. So he goes to this place. I guess these were models, he said. The two ladies were models. And so, he watched them to see how they perform and everything. And he approached them and he said, hey, you want to learn remote viewing? And he elaborated what it is. And he will give them $500 a month to learn this skill and to do sessions and videotape it. So they both agree. I mean, they weren't approached at the same day, I think they were like a year apart. Because one was doing it for 2 years and another was doing it for 3 years. And then he has a third person, a fellow, that was doing it for maybe 4 years. But either way, they were required to come in twice a week for the whole day. And then they do their practice sessions. And he's been using them, And I think why I'm mentioning that in this interview, in this live feed, is that I when I did see the people that he was using, because see, I knew of the people that used to work under him, and they were all the same race as he. And so everybody else that works for him now are all black people. And part of me feels a little uncomfortable. I mean, what he said was, in essence, true. What group in the United States are kind of strapped for cash? I mean, anyone could be strapped for cash, but someone who's not socially as mobile, so you're not going to be moving around, and finances really keep people stationary. Or if you have money, you could go away for school. You know what I'm getting at? So he did gamble correctly. You know, his assessment was accurate, but it was unfortunate that those realities exist, and he realizes that, and he said that. He said, look, it is what it is. There's racism in the world, and this it happens, but you know, he got these people and he's utilizing them. So yeah, it's an embarrassing thing, but you know, the people, they seem happy. You know, they're getting paid $500 a month to learn a skill. So I just hope they use it for their benefit as well. It's nice to use it, you know, for somebody else. But wouldn't it be great the next level that these ladies and gentlemen learn to use that skill to build up their own dominion, you know? I'm thinking about learning it. I did watch his, he has a website that teaches the fundamentals of remote viewing. They make it look easy. That's all I can say. They make it look easy. But my interest in learning remote viewing, it's really about an extension of this, you know, of what Spirit Journey is all about, to get answers to questions. Again, as I said many times, that I see that this world system, what I thought it was, is not what I thought. And yeah, so I want to start asking questions. Initially, I thought I wanted to learn remote viewing, like maybe 2 years ago or a year and a half ago. I wanted to find out more about my ancestors, my African ancestors, what part of Africa they're from. But you know what else I'm interested in, more on a current level, if I learned something like remote viewing? My interest is, what was the whole point of the transatlantic slave trade? Why was this implemented? That's what I'm interested in. And I think I did a video mentioning that, and I'm wondering whether what we call the transatlantic slave trade, whether that was really about the, what do you call it, part of the extraterrestrials who are wanting resources. Everything's about resources. And they did a deal. They said, hey, you get us people and get us these resources, and we'll give you technology. Don't you notice, like, with Europe, Africa, Asia, at one point they're all kind of all the same. They didn't have electricity, they didn't have running water, you know, they're just basic. But everything seemed to catapult at the time of the transatlantic in technology, transatlantic slave trade. So that's in the late 1400s. So the 1500s and on, that's when everything seemed to like increase so fast. And it has to be for a reason. And I don't call it evolution, no. It's nothing, I don't think it's any such thing as evolution, how society, you know, scientists say it is. I think it's all about someone else having the information and selling that information to somebody else. They do a deal. So that's why I was interested in learning about remote viewing. So I want to find out, hey, what was behind the scenes? Everybody likes it, you know, some of us saw the movie Roots and all these films in the 1970s about slavery, and they just talked about the brutalities. I think that was like please take this the right way. Um, I don't want to, like a smoke screen. They want you to be focused on the trauma. I'm saying go beyond the trauma and find out what was it really about. What was it really about? Well, one thing, yes, power, but I think it was about the possibilities of taking, I'm sorry. I think it's about resources. Look at the ingredients that were being used, the things that were being manufactured. Sugar, that's a stimulant. Coffee is a stimulant. What else? Rum, that's a depressant. Fabric making, because you had the cotton. So what's all that for? You're not going to eat all of it. Europeans didn't need that much. Those things were considered luxury items, and now it's not a luxury item, but it's used in every, especially sugar. It's used in everything. But why? Why was that crop even introduced? If you have all these starving people in Europe, right? Why you want to have that production? It takes I think about 2 years to get a crop for sugar. So you're going to wait 2 years to get a crop, and it's extremely labor intensive. So I'm thinking it might be something to it, that those supplies were being used for somebody else, and then the extras were used for selling to Europeans of that day, So what's the new crop now? What is the new crop? I think electronics. Electronics. These gadgets. I'm on an iPhone right now. So it seems like now the new crop is just these gadgets, these electronics. And everything that you buy is becoming, you buy online. My first purchase I ever done online was done 2010. I remember I bought something for the first time over the internet. I felt awkward, but I did it, But now everybody else. So you're not going to have these supermarkets like you have now. I see a trend that everything is going electronic. So buying food, like in New York City, they have something, Grubhub, and all these other people who are have a product. The product is home cooked meals. And you just order it online. Or let's say getting your groceries. You don't go to the grocery. So everything's being done in like a warehouse. And then they deliver it. So it's making people more disconnected, because now you don't have to interact with people per se. You just do everything online. Order your food, your groceries online. Person comes over, just drops it off. It's already prepaid. You can even put the tip. You probably be able to even put the tip on the charge as well. Everything. And what else? Yeah, everything's becoming automated, and I think this is all by design. Everything's by design. I think you have people looking into the future, socially, and say, okay, what type of society we want to create. So it seems like it's creating an internet society, a cyber world, right? A cyber world. You don't have to interact with anybody. And then what else? I don't know about medicine. People still have to go to the doctors and things like that. But I'm seeing movies now. Like, I had downloaded about 4 more movies last week. They're all what you call science fiction. But all these movies that I saw was really about the future, about the what they call the cyborgs getting, like, human beings getting implanted with a prosthesis, the arms and the legs, or maybe the eye or the hearing. Yeah, they're super people they're making, and beings that are almost robotic, like in their obedience, their obedient level. They want that. And so, like I did mention in one of my live videos, that I will be interviewing a person who was a super soldier, and to interview them and ask them questions about their experiences and how it relates to trends that are happening today. So it seems like the people in charge, some people call them the cabal or the Illuminati, it seems like they're getting people to be used for another purpose. They're not going to be for themselves. They're going to be working on behalf of somebody else. So whether you get these implants, these special prosthesis, this special vision, it's all going to be used, in my opinion, it's going to be used for warfare. So I think they're trying to get people to use for this new world that they want to usher in. And it's so to get to that next level, it's going to require human souls. They're going to get people. They're kidnapping people, I understand, and these people, no one hears about them. No one knows where they are. It's like they're gone from the planet. But some of these super soldiers and people who've been in what they call the secret space program have mentioned that they are trading people outside. They're they're selling people. They're making these cyborgs here on this planet and then selling them to other worlds out there. I know it sounds real far-fetched, but I think Hollywood is really telling us what they're doing. What the people who are really in charge, what they're doing, but they're calling it science fiction, so it doesn't scare you. Well, I tend to think that I think they're right about some of these things, and I'm scared. I'm scared about that because, again, I told you that I did a meditation and I saw something. I saw a being, and I did see the moon, and I know that if I go deeper and deeper and really stick with it, I'm going to start seeing things. I'm going to start seeing activity, and that's spooky. So that's what's going on. Yeah, it is what it is. You know what else came to my mind? Yesterday I was watching more videos about, remember that incident happened maybe a week or so ago. It was in California, Paris, California. The married couple who were torturing their 13 kids. I was thinking, I did do a live video on that, but now I'm thinking, I mean, if it's true what happened to those kids, again, my heart goes out to them. But I looked at some of the videos with them, and they don't look like they're starving. Like the baby, the youngest one is 2 years old, and so I think in the photograph the kid might be maybe 5 months old. I mean, it was a nice sized kid, maybe even a year old. So, but in the photo, they did not look undernourished, and if they're being beaten, because they mentioned that they were being beaten. Now, either they have like an underground cellar or something. No one heard anything, and because you don't hear sounds of people crying. So if you're getting beaten and everything, kids cry, and you can hear when people are getting beaten because they be yelling and things like that. No one heard anything. You got 13 kids, unless they're being tranquilized or something. So I'm really starting to wonder, is this fake news? Is this something that was put in the media as a smokescreen? Because some things that were happening in the news around that time, and sometimes what they do is find something to distract you, so that you won't be focused on certain things in the media, with politics and stuff. And remember, like with 9/11, like there was a case with this politician allegedly killed this young girl. I think was she an intern or something? I forget. But they stopped looking for her, and then the 9/11 thing happened. They stopped. You didn't hear anything about her anymore. So I'm looking at this incident, with the 13 kids. Again, if it's true, my heart goes out to them. But I'm just asking myself these questions now. That no one had seen anything. The only thing that they say that the neighbors said was that they weren't really allowed to talk to people. Like one of them approached me, "Hey, how you doing? And you want to play?" When they first moved in, and they couldn't talk to them. They were, we can't do that or something. So, I mean, you cannot stop and send CPS over to somebody's house because someone's not friendly or someone says you can't talk to neighbors, That's not a means of calling CPS. But, I'm sorry, just trying to get my dog. Got tangled. Come on, let's get untangled. Sorry there. Yeah, you can't, you have to be really careful. And you know what happened, with regard to child abuse. I used to live in Hawaii, and I lived in a duplex. And in this duplex, it was a young family. It was the boyfriend, the girl, like a 1-year-old from that current union, and then the older girl, 10 years old, from a prior union. Both children are the girls, but it's just the current boyfriend that was the father of the little one, So it's like 11, a 1-year-old and a 10-year-old. And what was happening, what I was witnessing, were the older girl. The older girl was getting beaten every day. It would be at nighttime. Be at nighttime, and you can hear when the contact, whatever she's using to hit them, you hear it hitting the skin, the body, and the girl was screaming, and I was scared to call. It's loud, and I was scared. But I said, man, this is going on now for 7 days. I got a call. So I called. What did I call? I think I called the police and the management office. That was on, part of security. I just remember the first person that came by says, "Hey, we hear that something's going on here. That someone's screaming or someone being hit." Something, and then they were laughing. The person was asking. They were scared of the girl. The girl was a very aggressive female, a very alpha female, and she was intimidating that person who came to investigate. And then they didn't go in. They didn't require the child to come out. Nothing. And then they leave without checking. and the girl started cursing. He says, who told, and blah, 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 I'm going to kick your, you know, she sounded like a sailor. Yeah. And I felt badly. And I said, I think I called back and said, hey, you didn't go inside. They were beating them every day. They didn't go back and check. Oh, and another thing I have to add is before that incident happened, it was just before the beatings. The boyfriend was talking to me and said that in the school, the girl was starting, this 10-year-old was starting to act bizarre in classroom. And the teacher had called, notified the parents, hey, why is your kid acting something weird? The kid was acting weird. They said, I forget what the behavior was. So that happened, and then after that, shortly after that, the beating started. So I really felt I was afraid for the girl's life. So sometimes you have people who do call. Only and here I heard what was going on. Everybody heard, but everybody's playing stupid. They play like they don't hear because they're afraid. So a lot of the YouTubers were saying about those kids with those 13 kids in California. Why didn't people say that? And it made me feel like they were blaming the neighbors. It's not the neighbors' fault. It's the parents' fault. It's the parents' fault that of the ones who did the beating. So, and again, sometimes you do call and people don't respond. They don't want to respond. It's so much easier to do nothing because you got to do the paperwork and things like that. So either way, so I'm just letting you know that, sometimes you have people who do try to intervene. And again, I shared many times about the molestation that occurred with relatives, and I made phone calls and they didn't come. And here I had one of the victims tell me, hey, this happened to me, and I was one of the victims too. And even with that, nothing was done until until I threatened and said, if anything happens to this child dies, I'm holding you responsible. And at that point, that person from CPS investigated, but so much had happened, So it is what it is. And sometimes you can do the right thing and it can still backfire. So don't feel guilty. And I'm saying this to myself, sometimes I still feel guilty even though I called. You did the best that you could, right? All of us, most of us do the best that we could. And life is what it is. So, I really hope that if it's true about those 13 kids, that they get, I heard that they're out of the hospital now. The minors are in foster care. That frightens me. Everybody knows what foster care is. It's a place where, all the people I know who went into foster care were raped. So I pray that these are really good foster parents, and then the adults were put in an adult living situation, that they're going to be monitored and everything like that for the, well-being. So we'll see. And yes, I see it's starting to get kind of dark here. But I was talking a lot. But this is a beautiful Saturday. It's a beautiful Saturday. And look at this building here. Isn't that gorgeous? It's gorgeous. Yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, so it's starting to get really dark. The clouds are really thick and everything. So I appreciate you guys and gals. I see we got a viewer. I thank you for watching, and and I hope this video was a good one for you, and it makes me feel good doing them. It takes the stress out of me. That's also why I do these videos. And yeah, it gives me a chance to get outdoors and get my dogs going out and be a part of the video and everything. So again, I thank you for watching, and take care and enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Peace and enjoy, okay? Bye-bye.